live.
Okay, we're now live. We're a little bit behind schedule. We just got done with another haircut. I'm excited to do this one live though. I'm actually really excited about this haircut because right after this, he's going to give me a spray tan and I've got like zero guilt. Usually it's like, sorry, but this will be good. All right, we're getting people. Thanks for coming, everybody. We want to try the really short sides on Wyatt with a pretty dramatic fade on the side. So we're gonna go short, and then keep the top probably, would you say like about the same length?
A little shorter.
A little bit shorter.
Yeah.
But we wanna make sure that the sides are really short, and then we're going to do a pretty aggressive beard trim also. So this part is going to be really short and then blend it up. So if you have any questions, as I'm cutting this, make sure you drop them below. And Wyatt, that's your job, okay? Okay, so we're gonna start with a number 1 guard. Whoops. That's the joys of doing things live, right? I keep getting questions about the lever. Make sure you're using the lever. With the nicer clippers, they will come with the lever. That's why specifically I chose the clippers that were in the haircut box.
Show them a little closer so they can see what it does.
Okay, so the clippers in the haircut box, both in the basic and the baller box, they both have this lever. The reason I chose these clippers is because this lever will help you so much with blending. So see how that lever is down? And see how those blades are far apart. Now watch when I put this lever up, watch those blades get close together. Right there. So basically this is like, so if I were to put on a number 1 guard, it'd be one with the blades are close together. That'd be a true 1 guard length. If I put that lever down, that's basically a 1.5. So instead of having to jump up like 1, 2, 3, 4 and try to like blend those lines in between, now you've got like a 1, 1.5, then you put on the 2 guard. That makes sense? I hope that makes sense. So that's what we're going to do. Make sure you're using your lever. We're also going to keep this beard, like I said, so we're going to go short to long and then short to long. So we're going to start with the number 1. I'm going to put the lever up so it's a true 1 guard. And I'm going to just do a little bit of at a time because I want to keep the length right around this ridge. Do you want it short? Do you want it short just on the sides like this and keep this part long?
I don't think so.
Or do you want it short all the way around?
I don't know.
What should we do?
What's normal?
Let's not be normal. Let's do what you want to do.
I don't know what you're saying.
So short would be short and then long. This would be long. Or you can just do like your, I guess, normal cut to where this would all be short.
Well, you can, if it doesn't look good, if you keep it long, can then you go short?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, we're going to make that game time decision. We're going to go short right here. Right? Kind of like patches?
Yeah, let's try it.
You want to do that? Okay, we're going to go short. Well, now we're going to change our game plan. Now we're going to go short, but instead of going short at this angle, this is going to be an advanced cut now. Instead of going short at this angle all the way down, now we're just going to change that angle and we're going to put the angle right here and go short and keep this long. Like Wyatt said, if it looks bad, the worst thing that you do is what? Change the haircut. Okay, so we're going to come here.
Is this going to make me look like a teenager?
Well, I don't know. Possibly.
It's still an accountant.
Yeah, it will. This is not like a very mature haircut.
That's what I'm saying.
We probably should keep going though because this is live.
Okay, let's try it.
You
can change it?
I can change it, but I don't want to change it. I want to cut your hair one time.
Well, we probably should.
Can we pause lives? Okay, hurry, decide. You got 5, 4, 3.
Do it.
Do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I will put there, we're actually headed to Mexico. So this could be a good Mexico trip.
Yeah.
Haircut, right?
Let's do it.
Okay. We're going to do it. So. Okay, we're just going to do this short all the way down right here at this angle. Then we're going to move that lever. So now we're basically a 1.5. We're going to just barely go up a little bit again. Then we're going to put that lever up so it's close together. We're going to grab a number 2 guard, put that on. Go all the way down. See how I'm just barely, you can see it better from this angle. See how I'm just taking it and making sure this is flush on his head and then rocking it away. You don't want to rock it too soon that you're not cutting anything, but you want to rock it so it helps with that blending. Then I'm going to move that lever down, so now it's a 2.5. Okay, now I'm going to change the guard to a 3 and put that lever up, so now it's a true 3. If anyone has any questions with this lever, make sure you ask them. It's probably easier in live than me trying to explain it. Okay, last time I'm going to put this lever down, so it's a 3.5.
Okay, you got a question.
Okay.
How do you, from Heidi, how do you get the rails off when you want to change them?
The what?
Nails off. Nails.
I like watching you try to read those though.
How do you get the nails off?
The nails off?
When you try, I wonder if she's
Oh,
talking
are you talking about my nails? Are you talking about these nails? Okay, so they say to soak them in warm water. I have heard dish soap helps. I will be completely honest. I sit in the hot tub a lot, and my nails, it like never loosens up my nails. So literally what I have to do is I just have to wait till like the edge is up, and then I take my tooth and I just like pull it up and slowly start like prying them off. I know that's not the correct way, but since my nails stay on so well, that's usually what I have to do. But try soaking in warm water, then slowly prying, soaking in warm water. I've heard Dawn dish soap. That's the brand that has been floating around. Okay, so I'm just doing the same thing on this side. I just started with the 1. Now I'm going to go to the 2. Make sure you're using that lever, putting that up. Also, this, if your people are still complaining about you like stabbing them with the clippers. The clippers themselves are not sharp, but it's the angle. If you were to do this, of course they're going to be sharp. If you're going to do this, you're not getting a good haircut. You've got to do them really flush on the head like this, and then it will not poke them. Also, oops, I forgot to do that. Thank you to everyone who came super last minute. We were not planning on doing this at all. Okay, now I'm going to do a 3 guard, put my lever up.
They can't see you, or your arm is in the way.
Okay, that looks actually pretty cool, babe. There we are. Okay, so you can see that little line right there. We're going to take care of that, but next we are going to do the top. You want it just a little bit off the top?
How often do you cut his hair?
How often do we cut your hair?
Depends on when she needs a tutorial.
It
used to be, I used to ask and have to wait on average about 3 weeks.
That's aggressive.
2 to 3 weeks. She probably cuts it once a month.
Yeah. But, especially during tax season when I want him to look like really professional, I guess, I do the side trim in between a full haircut often. I want to scoot you over. I feel like we're a little bit too close. Can you?
Which way?
This way. There we go. There we go. So I do the side trim, I would say every couple of weeks, and just make sure like the outline's looking good, and sometimes just take the clippers around. And then I probably do a full cut every month or so. But in the summertime, he grows his hair out longer, so we don't give as many haircuts. Okay, so I'm just doing this middle mohawk, setting the length of the top, and now I'm going to match everything to that middle section. How's that ab workout treating you?
So good.
Okay, so do this side. Make sure you're pivoting around right here. And doing this other side. I love when people switch up their styles. Like, literally the worst thing that could happen is you could go back to a basic cut and be done. Like, if Wyatt hates this haircut, the worst thing that could happen is I take all of the back off and we start fresh. So I say try new styles, try new things. If you don't like it, it grows. And that's also the other really cool thing about the instructions. There's so many different haircuts you can choose from, and you can like customize it to what you want. You can make them longer, you can make them shorter. That you can make their haircuts look so different by just tweaking a few different steps. Okay, so the top is done. Now we're going to wet down these bangs. Pull them forward and just trim the very ends off of them. We do not want to take these too short. And then do the unicorn horn angle right there. And take off any of those long straggler hairs. Also, make sure that you're doing this whole hairline when you do this unicorn horn angle, because you want to make sure that you don't have any long stragglers like right here on the widow's peak. Okay, so with this blending, then we are going to do the same thing, but we are going to stick with the same angle. So typically for a normal haircut, obviously you would go around like all the same height, I guess. This time we're just going to blend. Okay, I'll sit up. There we go. Now we're just going to blend like at this angle. So we're just going to take, oh, they can't even see. I'm gonna need you to scoot forward now again. There we go. Okay, so take the guard off, then put these blades close together right there. Now we're going to blend at this angle. So instead of my comb at this angle, we're going to go right like that. So any of this hair that comes out, that's what you cut off. We're just blending now the top ridge. Wyatt hates this part. He hates when this gets puffy. That's like his biggest complaint. So I'm actually going to take the blend up a little bit higher right here.
Question, what length would you roughly guess the top of Wyatt's hair is? You can pull it up and show him.
Okay, I'll pull it up and show him. I'm actually going to show you on my nifty little comb that has the measurements. I would say that's 1 inch. Yeah. I would say that's two finger lengths, roughly. Okay, so we're gonna take this blend up a little bit higher right there that he hates so bad. And then go all the way down right here. By the way, this is the absolute cutest baseball cut ever, watching Patch play baseball. And this, like, the back of his hair is out. It is so cute. Also, you're okay to like maneuver their heads how you need the head to bend. They're okay to move their heads up and down. Like I need Wyatt to put his head that way, so you're okay to move that. If not, it's a weird angle trying to get like the shoulder and the neck all together. Okay, blending that side. Flip it around. That, oh, now we're gonna have you move. This light that we have is making it look like there's weird like splotches. I promise it doesn't look like there's weird splotches on his head. It must just be the light. Okay, now we're gonna blend this side. I'm gonna put up a poll. I wonder how many people give late night, Sunday night haircuts. That'd be an interesting thing to know. Okay, sides are done. Top is done. Now all we need to do is the outline. Take your trimmers. These are super protected. You can like literally like put them on their skin and it will not cut them. So I'm going to pull his ear out right here to tighten the skin. If the skin is not tight, then there's a chance that you could nick them. So pull this ear out and start the outline of the hair. Bend the ear forward. Go all the way around the ear. And then create this straight line right here. How many times do you think I've cut your hair Sunday night late before a work week?
A lot.
So much. I feel like that's like our go-to. I wish that light didn't make this haircut or it looked like there was weird spots in your hair.
We like to put the kids to bed and get crazy.
Crazy, get a nice little fresh cut. Okay, also when you're doing the outline, make sure they're sitting straight. Make sure you like fix their head so it's not tilted one way or the other. So do the back of the hairline, and then I always like to put the head up and check it. Make sure there's no other weird spots. Also make sure you're undoing the cape a little bit, because if they wear a t-shirt, you don't want like fuzzy hairs. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you were to cut it just where the cape is, then this would be clean. But then if there's any fuzzy hairs down lower, you want to definitely get those. Then do that cape back up. Okay, haircut's basically done. I think there are a few, there's that little line that I want to take care of. So I'm going to put my one guard back on.
Ashley something says did 3 of those a couple weeks ago.
Yes. It's true. Sunday night, you're like, okay, a new week. We got to start this. Okay, there's a tiny bit of a line right here. This is where I did the 1. I did the 1 and then the 1.5 and then the 2, then the 2.5 and the 3. So there's a line between the 1 and the 1.5. This is the other beautiful thing about these clippers. You don't have to go all the way up or all the way down. So this is a full, or this is a true 1. That's a 1.5. I'm gonna go like 1 1/4. And this is just going to help take this tiny little line away. You can hear when your clippers are cutting that hair. So you just barely want, I'm gonna actually make that go a little bit wider. You just barely want it to cut just a tiny bit. So can you hear that? I wonder if you can hear that coming through the video. There's a tiny line right here. Okay, totally took care of that line. Let's see if they can see that. Put your head forward. No line right here. No line on this side. Okay, if there are still lines that you just don't know how to get rid of, make sure that you are using your texturing shears. Like, these are seriously so amazing. A lot of people are like, why do I need 2 pair of scissors? This pair of scissors is for cutting length. This is like what you would do majority of your haircut with. If you're not utilizing your texturing shears, you are totally missing out. They're so easy to use, and they make a good haircut a great haircut. So, for instance, there's a tiny bit of a ridge right here. I'm gonna take my comb and I'm gonna put it in, pull this hair out. I'm going to take my texturing shears, teeth on the bottom. I'm going to put it over the comb, snip, snip, snip. Right there. It just takes out half of the hair. You can see how much I've taken out. Not a ton, but it also like softens any of those ridges that you might have. So these are super helpful. Like, if you have a little boy that isn't sitting still and you're like, I cannot get this blend. The blend is driving me crazy. Make sure you're using these. Okay, so do you want to even go shorter on the sides? Should we go a 0 guard? No?
That's great.
Okay, so now we worked this way. Now we're going to work this way. So we are going to take a 1 guard, and I'm going to do a 1.5. Where do you want it to start getting long? Again, like right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm actually wanting to take length, so I'm going to put my clippers up like this, because I do want this part to be shorter. So that's 1.5. And then I'm going to take them down a little bit. So I'm taking much less hair. If you go opposite of the hair, or the direction the hair's, how do I say this? If you go opposite the direction, if the hair is growing this way, then you go opposite, you're going to take off a lot more length. If you go the same direction, you're not going to take off nearly the amount of length. Okay, 1 guard, I gotta change it to a 2 guard. Put that lever up so they're close together. We're gonna go up. I like to hold the skins here. I'm just like holding his neck up, or his temples get up. It just tightens it so I don't nick. And then also, if you accidentally poke their skin on their beard, it hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Clearly, I've never experienced that, but I've done it a few times when I've been hustling. Apparently, it hurts bad. Apparently, you have to be careful with their face. Okay, do this. Then move that lever so you're 2.5.
Had a question, or struggling with blending around the top and cowlick in the back.
Okay. Blending. What part of blending, I just have to ask, what part of blending are you struggling with? Like, are you struggling with between your guards? Or are you struggling with, are you getting lines, like right here? Or are you struggling with blending the top into your clippers? Hopefully that person will answer back, because those are 2 different answers.
The transition, I can't see it, of clippers to the scissors.
Okay, so right around this ridge. So what you need to do is you need to, when you go with your clippers and your comb coming up like this, I mean, I've already done it, so I can't show you the hair that's come out, but when you're coming...
Can't see anything. That your hand was in the way.
Let's do it on this side then. Okay, when you're coming up like so, and that hair's coming out, there's a good chance that you're not combing that rest of the hair down. And so when you comb the hair up, some of the long hair is getting pushed to the front, and so it's not blending. I hope that makes sense. So make sure that you're combing down and then combing up, and combing down and combing up, because it could be just a product of the hair. You're missing some of the hair and it looks like a ridge. Also, make sure you're using your texturing shears. Also, I do want to address, once you have done your clippers and your comb and you've tried to blend right here, you can always go with your comb and your scissors and make sections this way. If you're getting like major, I call them V's, like a point. If you're getting major points, you can always just take your scissors and your comb, make sure you're cutting straight up and take any of those edges off. That's going to be a huge help if you still aren't getting that blend. So take sections, pull it straight up and down, and take a little snip off. Because you just basically want like a box, okay? And right now, if you're not seeing the blend that you want, you've probably got a little bit of this going on instead of this. Hopefully that helps. And that will also help if you have any wiggly boys and you're just like, I'm trying to blend this really fast and it's not working. That will also be a super big game changer for you.
Another question about cowlicks.
Oh, and I didn't address the
cowlick. Is that
Say that again.
just someone said they struggle with the cowlick?
Okay, where is the cowlick? I say that word so weird. Cowlick.
Cowlick.
Cowlick. Where is the cowlick? Are you meaning like the back swirl? Are you meaning somewhere in the hair? The cowlick in the back, the swirly is tricky. There are some that legit stick up and there's not a ton you can do about them. I hate giving that answer. Most of the time I suggest
Back swirl.
back swirl. Most of the time I suggest cutting it short. Because if you either have to have it long so it will like be heavy enough to lay down or lay forward. But if you have it short, take it short. Take these texturing shears and go to town on it just to get less hair there. And it most times will not stick up. And that's another thing. You want to choose a style to where it looks okay to lay it down. Even if you do like the disconnected haircut that goes over, you can still take that back really short. If you do a basic cut, you can still take that back really short. If you do like a tassel top, you can still take the back short. So choose a style that obviously is going to work with something that you can't change about the hair. I hope that helps. Good question. Okay, so you can tell I'm just like slowly going down, moving this lever. I've got a 2, now I'm going to put a 3 on. You also will notice on the instructions, I typically do not give specifics on what lengths to use. And here's the reason. It is all so different and it's all about how you want your haircut to look. Like a basic haircut, if you have the boy instructions and you want to do a basic cut, you can start with a 1 and go up 1, 2, 3, 4. You can start with a 2, 2, 3, 4, 6. You know what I mean? So however you want to start your haircuts, the beautiful thing about those instructions is they are going to, that's what happens when I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Sorry about that. You see him flinch. He was so good on the camera, he didn't even say anything. Hold the skin tight. Don't poke them. You can start wherever you want to start, and those instructions, how I've designed them, is they will work with any length. So if I say, like an all scissor haircut, if I say, okay, go up 1 inch, you can go up 2 inches. So everything is however short or long you want it. Okay, so I'm not taking a ton off. I'm just taking the stragglers. Do you want your mustache shorter?
Definitely.
Okay. We're not really like a long mustache couple. I kind of like kissing a shorter mustache. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're just gonna come under here. Wyatt's really good about keeping his lines like really nice and manicured. Okay, now we are going to take a number 1. Isn't that what we usually do?
On the lip?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Whatever the kind of the
Right here.
semblance of right.
Okay, so we're going to take a number 1. We're going to put the lever down so it's basically 1.5. And he's going to go like this. That, I'm going to pull that skin tight. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Rhetorical question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Does it hurt?
Nope.
Perfect. Wyatt's not expressive at all, so that's fun.
It tickles.
I do love facial hair. Funny story. I've never seen my dad with facial hair. He shaves like twice a day. When I got married, I was like, Dad, I will pay for my entire wedding if you will grow facial hair. Didn't do it. He would not grow facial hair. He would rather have paid for my wedding than done it. Okay. That looks so much better. So much more like manicured. Then now we want to do the lip.
Someone just said, hopefully he's never done anything bad to make you mad at him before a beard trim. You could really do some damage or something.
This is so true.
You could really get back at him.
Yes. Whoops. I think one time I accidentally... Okay, I will tell my worst haircut story on you. Maybe this is not my worst. We were just like, it was probably a late night. I was giving him a haircut. Wasn't really paying that close of attention to the haircut. And, okay, I gotta pay attention right here. Okay, I'm just barely outlining the top lip. So I'm going along, giving him a haircut, doing the bangs. I comb the bangs down. I come and I cut right to it. Do you remember this?
Yeah, it was like a year ago.
It was not a year ago.
It was.
Anyway, I cut to his hairline. So there's like literally nothing he can do to style it. Like it is like nubbies right here. He goes to put it up and it's just like so short. It just like tiny, tiny little hairs stick out. It was bad. I try to pay attention.
Which I don't have very much hair there anyway.
Yeah, it was a bad thing. Also, when you do the beard, I don't need to do it on him because he's already done it. But I took this down this way, so you want it straight down, is how I like it. But yes, I could do some serious damage. There's also another time that he wanted to keep the beard, and I wasn't really paying attention, and it was really itchy and sharp to kiss, so I accidentally made like a gouge. We ended up shaving it off, didn't we? That was a sad day.
She doesn't love me as much. She doesn't care as much anymore. She lets me have it longer.
That's right. Okay, is there anything else? Oh, make sure you're doing the eyebrow trim every haircut. It's so easy. It takes 30 seconds. Put the comb in. Get any of those weird... Oh my gosh.
Just kidding.
I thought I was like, did I literally cut his eye on live? Put that in. That was a good one. People do ask if you ever get me back from all the horrible jokes I play on you.
Not very often.
Not very often. Patch got me back today.
My kids do that.
Patch got me back today, and I was like so annoyed, but then also I can't be annoyed because they've learned everything from me. Okay, so see how I'm just putting in the comb and cutting those long hairs? I still like leave the eyebrows looking manly. I just don't want long eyebrows. Like there's some seriously long rogue eyebrows right now. So comb the hair opposite way. Like if I was combing up like this, I wouldn't get any. That's what you do with the hair. You have to comb opposite so it will stick into your comb. Just like that. I also can't tell you how many people have commented on me trimming Wyatt's hair. They're like, your husband is so patient to let you trim his ears. Use your trimmers.
Ears or nose?
Nose. Sorry, nose. Use your trimmers. Grab the nose. Do a little twisty twist. Right there. Get all those long hairs. Take the other side. Do a little up and twist. Grab the nose hairs. Okay, is there anything else you need done?
No, sweet.
Looks like a fabulous haircut. Can't really tell that light really does make it look like there's weird spots, but it is such a cool looking haircut. Maybe we'll take some after pictures and post. You can sit up. How's that ab work out for you?
Neck.
Okay. Da-da-da-da. Is there anything else you want to say about how good looking you are?
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Heidi said it best. Nailed it.
Heidi said it best. Nailed it. Thanks, everybody, for coming so last minute to our live. It's been fun.
Till next time.
Till next time. See you later, everybody.